Hello there. In this video, we're going to create a phone companion app for your watch face. Before we start, I need to highlight that this is a copy and paste guide. I won't be teaching or explaining any code here. All code has a basic comment in case you want to understand what is happening. With that said, let's get started. First, we need 4 data about the watch face. To get them, you'll need to open your watch face project in the Watch Face Studio. I'll be using a sample as an example. The first data we need are the screenshots. You can take as many screenshots as you want. At least one is required, though. With the screenshots taken, you will need to rename each one following a couple of rules. The name should not contain white spaces, capital letters, or special symbols, and it must not start with numbers. I recommend renaming it as S plus a number like S0, S1, S2, and so on. To get the rest of the data, click on the Publish button on the top right corner of the Watch Face Studio and wait while it does the analysis. Once it's done, write down the package name, the version code number, and the path to the key store. Now you will need to create a project in Android Studio. With Android Studio opened on the top bar, click on File, Y, then New, and New Project. A new window will show up. On the right menu of this window, click on Phone and Tablet and select Empty Views Activity, then click on Next. Now set the companion app name. I recommend using the watch face name here, for example, DS001. On package name, you will paste the exact same package name you copied from Watch Face Studio. Also, make sure Java is the language selected and change the build configuration language to Groovy DSL. Then click on Finish and wait while the project is created. It will take some time. In the meantime, go to your browser and open the project page on my GitHub. The link is in the description. Just to be clear, I haven't posted the project, just the parts of the code we will need to copy. Let's start copying and pasting. If the folder structure up here is set to Project, click to show the options and select Android. Now back to the website, we're going to start copying file by file in the numeric order shown. The first one is build.gradle. Click on it to open. Select all the lines and copy them. Back on Android Studio, click on Gradle script, then open the file build.gradle for the app module, not the project module. We need to make some changes to this file before pasting. First, in version code, write a number that is greater than the one we wrote down from the Watch Face Studio. In my case, the number was 1. So in here, I'm going to write 2. The next change is in this line here, android.material. Replace the number 12 with 8. The last change is adding the code we copied. We are going to paste it down here before the curly bracket. Once all those changes are done, click on Sync Now and wait a bit while it downloads and syncs all the libraries. Now back to the browser, open the file to theme, copy the first 14 lines. On Android Studio, click on Res, then Values, Themes, and open the first file, theme.xml. Right on line 2, paste the code you copied. Now copy the light theme and paste it inside this base application theme. Don't worry about the errors. The next is the base theme. Replace this symbol here with greater than. Automatically Android Studio will close the tag. Inside the tag, paste the code we just copied. The last one is the dialog theme. Copy it all and paste it down here before the closing resources tag. And that's it for this file. Open the file 3 theme and copy all the code. On the file theme.xml this time, the night version, paste it inside the base application theme. Next, we need to set the language. Open the folder for language and select the file NUS and copy it all. We are going to paste it inside the file string.xml right under the app name line. Open the file diamonds and copy it all. Do a right-click on the XML folder, then New, and select Values Resource File. On File Name, type Demens and click OK. Inside this new file, remove all the code and paste the one we copied. Open and copy the whole file, 6 color. Paste it inside the color.xml, removing the code that is here. Now we are going to set the app icon. For that, you can use the watch face screenshot or use a custom icon. The process is the same for both. In case you want a custom icon, go back to the website and download the file mipmap.png. Clicking up here. To add it, do a right-click on the folder MipMap, then New, Image Asset. In this new window, click on this folder icon and search for the file you just downloaded, or the screenshot. Then click on OK. In the Background Layer tab, select Color, then click on the color to change it. You can set it to black if you are using a watch face as an icon, or set it to the main color theme. Then click on Next and Finish, and that's it for the icon. The next file is Activity Main inside the Layout folder. Delete all the code from here and paste the whole code from the website. Now you will need to create a new layout file. To do so, right-click on the Layout folder, then New, then Layout Resource File. Set the file name to Dialog, and then OK. To see the code, you need to click here on Split. Select it all and delete it. Now copy and paste the corresponding file from the website. The next file is a compressed file, the 10 drawable. Download it and unzip its content. Select all 24 files and drag them to the drawable folder. Then click on Refactor. Now you need to create a new folder inside the res, so right-click on Res and select Android Resource Directory. On the new window, on Resource Type, select anim and click on OK. On the anim folder, right-click, then New, then select Animation Resource File. Name it Fade In and click on OK. Go back to the website, copy the corresponding file inside the folder 11anim, and replace the code with the one you just copied. Do the same process with the next file, fade out. Now it's time to add the code. Open the Java folder. Inside the folder with the package name, you will find the file main activity. Inside this file, remove all the code except the first line. Keep it the way it is. Go back to the website, copy the file 12 main activity, and paste it under the first line. The last part to copy is the 13 Android manifest. Copy this line. On Android Studio, double-click on the manifest folder and paste that line right here on the activity tag. That's all for copying and pasting. Now let's add some information about the watch face. Go to the folder where the screenshots you took from the watch face are and drag them to the drawable folder inside Android Studio. Then click on Refactor. Make sure you have the main activity file opened. Right here on Screenshots, you're going to add the screenshot files, always starting with r.drawable. Plus the file name without the extension. So r.drawable.s0 common, r.drawable.s1 common, r.drawable.s2. Now on email, type your email address between these quotes. This is the email address the user will use to contact you. Now set your Google Play page URL. It starts like this, plus your ID. Make sure the URL starts with HTTPS. There are 4 basic customizations you can do. The first one is the watch skin. I added 4 watch skins to the app: a basic Galaxy Watch, a Galaxy Watch Classic, a Galaxy Watch Pro, and a Pixel Watch. By default, the app will try to get the user's watch name and set the corresponding image. If the app can't identify the watch model, it will show the basic Galaxy Watch by default. In case you want, you can set a fixed skin no matter the user's watch. You just have to change this value here, like this. The second customization is the top bar. By default, when the user opens the app, it will be expanded, showing the watch and the buttons. If you set it to false, the top bar will start collapsed, not showing the watch. But the user can still scroll down to see it. The third customization is the theme mode. By default, the app will try to use the user's theme mode. If you want, you can set it to always be light or dark, regardless of the user's theme mode, like this. The fourth customization is the main color. Go to Values, then color.xml, and change the hex value for the main color tag. Just remember to check the color contrast on both theme colors in case it is set to automatic. Also, don't forget to change the icon color. This tag has no effect on the icon. The default language of our app is English, but you can also add extra language to the app. On the website, click on For Language. At the moment I recorded this video, the only translation I added was PTBR, but there might be more in the future. Click on PTBR and select the whole file. On Android Studio, click on the folder Values, then open the file string.xml. On the top right corner, click on Open Editor. Then click on this icon and select the language you want to add a translation to, in this case, Portuguese in Brazil. Make sure the app name Untranslatable checkbox is selected, then close this file. On the sidebar, you'll find the folder Strings. Open it. Now you have two string.xml files, one for each language. Click on the one for PTBR, select all the text, remove and paste the one you copied. Done. You just added a second language. If there are more language files available on the website, you can repeat the process for each one of them. In case you want to add your own translation, click on Open Editor, then select the language you want to add. Type in each cell the corresponding translation to the text. Just make sure to also add the numbers and symbols to your own translations. Just a reminder, it will translate the UI language, not the images. Before continuing, I recommend that you test the app at least on your device, just to make sure everything is working as it should. You can also use an Android emulator to test. I won't be explaining how to run it on your device or the emulator because there are a lot of videos teaching how to do it. To publish the app, you need to generate the .aab. To do it, on the top bar, click on Build and select Generate Signed Bundle or APK. In this new window, select Android App Bundle, then click on Next. In case you want to install on your phone to test, you can select APK. The process is the same for both, but you can only publish the .aab. On the next window, click on Choose Existing. On the path input, paste the path to the key store that you copied from the Watch Face Studio in the beginning of the video, then press Enter. If the password is not set, type it on Key Store Password. Next, click on this folder icon, select Using an existing key, and select your key, then click on OK. Uncheck the Export Encrypted Key checkbox. Before clicking on Next, confirm all the data you entered. It must be exactly the same one you used to create the watchface.aab on Watchface Studio. In this next window, select Release and click on Create. The process may take some time. Once it is done, you will see a toast on the right bottom of Android Studio. Click on the word Locate to show the parent folder where the .aab is located. Then click on the Release folder, and there it is, the .aab. Once again, I won't explain in depth because there are tons of videos teaching how to publish a regular app, and this isn't the purpose of this video. Publishing a watch face along with a phone app is pretty much the same process you do with a regular app, with just a couple extra steps. In a nutshell, open your Google Play Console account, then click on Create App. Set the watch face name, the default language of the store listing. Select App, choose between free and paid, confirm the policies, then click on Create App. You will be redirected to a new window. As it comes to a Wear OS app, you first need to enable the Wear OS format. To do so, click on Advanced Settings inside the Setup group. Then click on the tab Form Factors. Then on Add Form Factor, select Wear OS. On the sidebar, scroll back up and click on Dashboard. Now you can take one out of two paths. You can publish your watch face for a small group of people to test and then release it to all users once the test is done, or you can simply publish it to all users. To simplify things, I'll take the second path, which is honestly the most common path for watch faces made with Watch Face Studio. Click on View Tasks under the Set Up Your App option. Fill out each form that is inside the section of content. Once it is all done, open the Category and Content form. In here, add at least the watch face tag. Now add at least your email, On the sidebar again, click on Dashboard. Now fill out the store listing form. Those details will be displayed to the user on the watch face page on Google Play. Don't forget to add the watch face screenshots without a transparent background. Now it's time to upload the apps. On the sidebar, click on Production, then click on the Countries tab, then Add Countries. Select all the countries you want your app to be available in, then click on Save. Now here on the top right side, make sure Phone, Tablets, Chrome OS is selected. Then click on Create New Release. In this new window, click on Choose Signing Key, then use Google Generated Key, and wait a few seconds. Click on Upload and select the companion.aab file we generated in Android Studio. While it uploads, you can fill out the details form. Once it is uploaded, you can click on Next. In this new window, you can see if there are any errors, warnings, and information about the .ab file. In my case, there will be 2 errors because I didn't finish filling out the store listing form, as this is just a demonstration. In case no errors show up for you, confirm the data and click on Save. Now it's time to upload the watch face. On the top right side again, select Wear OS Only, then click on Create New Release and repeat the process. This time, you will upload the watchface.aab, the one you generated on Watchface Studio. The errors will show up again for me, but you can check your data and click on Save. One last step is required. To enable the Wear OS format. To do so, on the sidebar, select Advanced Settings again, then open the Form Factors tab. If you upload the watch face file and the screenshots, this option here will be unlocked. Once you click on it, a pop-up like this will show up. Select the Opt-in Wear OS checkbox, then click on Save and Publish. A new pop-up might show up asking you to confirm. If you confirm, the app will be sent to analysis. That's it for publishing. Cool, you just created and published a companion app for your watch face, but now you will probably create more watch faces. Let's say you want all of them to have a companion app. Well, you have 2 options. You can either repeat this video process to all watch faces, or you can recycle multiple times the same project. To recycle, you will need 3 pieces of data: the new package name, the new watch face name, and the new screenshots. Once you have all of those, go to Android Studio and open the project we just created. Let's start changing the package name in a couple of places. First, double-click on the manifest folder. Up here, in case there is a tag android.package, change its value to the new package. In my case, there isn't a tag here. Now we need to change the folder name. In case there is just one folder here, like this, click on this engine icon, then select Tree Appearance, then click on Compact Middle Packages. The folder tree will change, as you can see here. Select the last part, which is the part of the name that is changing. Do a right-click, then Refactor, then Rename. A pop-up will show. Click on All Directories. Now type the new package, not the whole package name, just the part that changed. In my example, DS0112. Click on Refactor and wait a bit. Then go to Gradle Scripts and open the module file build.gradle. Inside this file, change the tag namespace. Then change the package ID. Great, we just changed the package name of the project. Now we need to change the project name. First, go to Values, then String, and select the first string.xml file. In the tag app name, set the new name. Now go to Gradle Scripts again and open the file settings.gradle. Change the value of root_project.name to the new name. Cool. Now the project also has a new name. Now it's time to change the screenshots. Go to the folder Drawable, select the old screenshots, and delete them. Click on OK. A new pop-up might show up. In case it does, click on Delete Anyway. Now drag the new screenshots to the Drawable folder. Just remember the naming rules. No capital letters, no spaces, no special symbols, and don't start with numbers. Once you have added them, go to the main activity file and add or remove the references. In my case, I need to add one, the S3. Don't worry about the errors. Oh, in case you are using the watch faces icon, you also need to add a new icon. The process is the same. In case you are using my custom icon, you only need to change it if you change the main color of the app. Once it is done, click on Sync Now and wait. Next, on the top bar, open the menu Build, then click on Clean Project and wait. One more time, open the menu Build, but this time click on Rebuild Project and wait. This might take a while. Once the rebuild is done, test the project on your device or emulator, and you are good to go.